Hello, my name is Lindsay Bowden, and today I'm interviewing Layla. Layla is a senior here on campus at Ohio University and considers herself to be a Black activist for women with natural hair. I'm personally interested in the topic just because I am a Black woman transitioning my hair into being natural, and I'm interested in some of the perceptions towards it in our country and how certain people feel about it and talk about it. This experience is pretty new to me though, so I'm interested in how someone who has been natural for a while feels about it. So, hi Layla, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, like I said, I just want to ask you a few questions about your hair and how you feel about natural hair and some of the perceptions and stuff. So, are you ready to jump right in?
Yep.
Okay, great. So, how long have you been natural, and was your hair ever chemically straightened before?
So had a really interesting natural hair journey, as they call it. So in third grade, I got sister locks, which is like they're like dreadlocks, just thinner, a little more, you know,
Mm-hmm.
takes a lot more time to do them.
Yeah.
It's not just a natural happening. But so I had that, and then middle school and like high school came, and all the, what's it called, self-esteem issues with my hair started coming about because everyone else had like nice straight hair and they could put in like those little hairstyles and curly. And so junior year of high school, I became a cheerleader, and it just became too much to not be able to do that stuff with my hair. So I cut my locks off and relaxed my hair. And then I kept my hair relaxed for a while until right before senior year of high school. Then I started wearing like extensions, weaves, and everything. So I did that, and then in college, I just started wearing my hair completely natural most of the time. Sometimes I straighten it, but I've not had to relax my hair since my junior year of high school. So I have been natural now for 4 years.
Okay, cool. I think that's honestly a lot of like Black women's stories, similar to like a story like that with their hair. Like they might have started off with natural hair, something like that, but due to like people when they're younger and like perceptions of hair, they have a hard time with keeping their hair natural and stuff like that, just because like kids are mean and like
High school kind of sucks.
yeah, it does, and like people just don't understand it. So I think that's a similar experience to other people. I similarly like decided to go natural later because I had some of those issues earlier, and so I had my hair straight and relaxed for most of my life, and so now I've decided that I think this is a better way to live. So do you enjoy wearing your hair more like this or straight or both? Like, how do you feel
Well,
best?
this right now is my natural hair. I've done nothing to it, literally nothing. I don't I like the way my hair looks when it's straightened because it's like flowy and I can do stuff with it. But I don't like the potential of when I wash my hair the next time, it not going back to curly.
Right, yeah.
Which has happened to me earlier this year.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying and stressful and
sad.
And sad. I was like sitting in the shower like, come on, curl back up.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it in between, so I like when I can do like a natural hairstyle, like a twist out or bantu knots, and then it just like comes in these like, really beautiful curls that are like a little bit of my curl and a little bit of like actual effort put into my hair.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I like wearing my hair in twist outs. That's the style I've been wearing recently. But I'm actually pretty interested to get into what other things I can do and like different stuff, different products, and all the different things that I can do with it because there's so much you can do with natural hair. People don't realize.
So many hair products, so little time.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I want to make sure that doesn't go. Cool. Okay, so do you feel hair is a major part of your life, and has it always been a major part of your life?
I kind of have one of those like, oh, it'll grow back. My hair grows slowly, but like it will grow back. So I've always like to dye my hair, do weird things with it. See, I had a mohawk for a while. See like what I can do with it, and I mean now like since I've gone natural, it's sort of like a bigger part of my identity as a Black woman.
Yeah.
So I appreciate my hair. When people compliment it, means a lot to me. When people say bad things about it, obviously hurts me a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is how I am naturally.
Right,
so,
yeah. Which is like also something really interesting that I'm interested in studying because I think that a lot of people don't realize that like hair for Black women is something different completely. Like it's not just your hair. Like there's so much that goes into it that it's like
part of your identity and who you are.
Right. It's a part of your identity. It's a part of who you are, as opposed to like for some other people it is, but like for Black women largely in our culture it is. So like it's difficult sometimes like for other people to understand that, because it's not necessarily woven into their culture, like how to do hair, like been passed down for centuries, how you do specific things and like getting specific things done. So I can completely get down with that. I understand that. So how much time would you say goes into your hair to be the way you want it to look?
So if I'm like going to do my hair for like a special event or something, it usually takes me a while to do it because I still new to the different hairstyles and like stuff that I can do like with twist outs and like bantu and all the other styles.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at braiding my hair, but it usually takes me like a good chunk of the day to do my hair the way I like it for a special event.
Yeah. No, and I think like I've talked to some other women too who have been doing their hair for a while, and I think like largely it takes like black women
it's
for
like
a long time.
Crazy when I hear my friends like, oh yeah, I'm gonna straighten my hair. It takes like 15 minutes. And like if I want to straighten my hair, I'm gonna need this section off at like at least 3 hours, and that's just to get it ready to be straightened.
Right. And I think like even with like women who don't have natural hair, like it's a part of Black culture for your hair to take a long time.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a thing. Like people are in salons for 2 and 3 hours and 4 hours, and like
it's just part of part of what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And would you say that that's part of the reason that like Black women are like a little more sensitive to their hair, like because we put so much time and effort into it?
Yeah, it's definitely a big reason because it's like obviously something that like when I talk to other Black women who are natural, it's something that they've all struggled with, dealing with like comments from people saying like, you know, your hair looks messy or professional or like nappy in a bad way.
Right.
And so it's like obviously I take a lot of pride in it. So when I spend 6 hours doing my hair and someone's like, oh, is that a hairstyle?
Right,
I'm
exactly.
obviously going to get very upset about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Before.
Right. And I just think that a lot of people in the world just don't understand natural hair enough to understand why and how it's offensive. I think it's a consistent thing going on in the world right now, like with cultural appropriation and all that stuff.
Yeah, like this is how my hair grows naturally. Like it's very tightly curled and coiled and it doesn't really move much when I do my hair like that. So when I like sort of straighten it or have like looser curls in from like a twist out, and people are like, you should wear your hair like that more often. Like this took me 6 hours and it's gonna last half a day.
Exactly.
Like this is why I don't do my hair like this. Learn to love this.
Exactly.
I have.
Because that's what I've learned to love. Sorry, I just want to make sure. Oh, you want to scoot down a little bit? Just so.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I just want the camera to be able to see you really well. So, are there places for you to go around campus, or at least near campus, where you can get your hair done if you choose to? And if there are, can you tell me about the experience there? And if there aren't, does that bother you? And what do you do instead? I know you've talked about a little bit about how you do your own and stuff like that.
To my knowledge, no. Like it's sort of something that like I notice a lot of Black women with natural hair that like my other friends who either don't have natural hair or aren't Black don't have. We're like, I'm afraid to walk into a salon and be like, can you do something with my hair? Because sometimes people will be like, yes, and they can't.
Right.
And so then they mess up your hair, or like, there's stories of girls who go in to get their hair like deep conditioned and the salon will put a relaxer in the conditioner and mess up someone's natural hair because it doesn't fit what they think is appropriate.
That's insane. I've never heard of something like that. That's crazy.
It's happened before. So I am like very nervous to go to new people to do my hair. So I found someone in Columbus who's been doing my hair since high school. So I usually go to her, and if I want to do a different style that she can't do, like I did Marla twist, I'll ask her or like one of my other friends, because I know a loctician. She's like one of the 7 locticians in Ohio.
Yeah.
And she usually knows a lot of people who do natural hair. So I asked her or like my other stylist, like, for recommendations. To my knowledge, in Athens, there's not much. I mean, there's probably some girl in their dorm room who could do it, but
it's hard if you don't know her.
You need a lot of connections if you want your hair done professionally as a Black woman with natural hair.
Exactly. And so I think that is also a really big issue for like a place like here, because like it brings up other problems, like the fact that it's been so many years on this, like that this campus has existed and there isn't an outlet for Black women. Like it's just really strange that like there isn't something still,
It's like extremely frustrating because like in my high school we had a career academy, so you could go and get like your like you go and learn more about like mechanic stuff, culinary arts, cosmetology, and then cosmetology school. Once you passed that, you became like a certified cosmetologist.
Right.
And still to this day, certified cosmetologists do not need to know how to do Black women's hair.
That's
which is insane. And like, I hate it because I'm like, we are a huge chunk of the population.
Exactly.
Why don't you know how to do our hair? Like, you
Yeah.
can't call yourself a professional in this industry if you're like, oh, well, I can't handle this.
Right.
Which is like a major chunk. Like, it's not like, only 1% of people are black with natural hair, but like, there's so many
percentage.
in Athens, and it's like there would be a market for it, but
Right.
no one knows how. So
Exactly. And I think that, like, as some of the other black women that I've talked to, that I've been interviewing, have said that it's like it sounds extreme, but because it's such a big part of black culture, it's a reason that some girls have transferred, because they don't feel at home here,
yes,
because they can't feel like they can get their hair done or like do things they used to do at home. And when you're a freshman, that's hard. Like,
yeah,
when your hair is such a big part of your culture and your life, like, it's difficult when you come to a place where you can't make it seem home, you know?
like in certain states, girls who do know how to like braid black women's hair, they can get arrested for illegally doing hair because they don't have a cosmetology license.
Right.
But the cosmetology license doesn't teach them what they need to know to do black women's hair.
Exactly.
So they're paying all this money to get a license to do something that they know how to do already.
Exactly.
That teaches them how to do something that they're not going to do.
Right. And I think that's the case with a lot of black hairstylists, because my hairstylist at home that used to do my hair that was straight used to say that all the time, that she is getting her license so that she can be licensed and not, like, get in trouble for, like, doing what she already does, like not having to do hair in her house anymore, you know, because
Yeah.
she can get a salon now and actually start a business. But all the stuff she learned there is not really anything she's going to do. Like, she's going to cater to black women because we need different things when getting our hair done, and those things aren't always necessarily there. So she wants to cater to black women, but those aren't even the things that are taught in school. So
And because like not many people know how to do it, it's usually more expensive. So my friends say like, "Oh, I can get my hair cut for $20." Like, I like walk into a salon and get charged $35 just for
just for
stepping
looking,
foot.
yeah, just for looking around, like asking 2 questions, you know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's insane, and it's really sad and unfortunate for black women here in this
frustrating.
campus. So why are you natural? Like, why have you decided to stay natural?
Essentially, it was just because I had my hair relaxed in high school, and then I noticed my hair was like falling out pretty much, and I just didn't want to do that because I wanted my hair to grow and be healthy, and like my hair now is like full and lush. So I like that, and I like the versatility of it because I like that I can wear my hair like this in an afro or like in a twist out or straightened, or if I want, I can do like Marley twist or Senegalese twist,
Yeah.
box braids. So I just have like,
You teach me stuff. I don't know all that.
I really want to get some like box braids or something this summer
Yeah.
or this winter. My timeline is so messed up. But
It's
yeah,
alright,
so
it's
I just
alright.
like all the versatility of it because, I mean, when I had locks, like my hair was natural, but I just didn't have very much versatility. It was either down, half up, half down, or in ponytail.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now I like that I can do so many different things that I couldn't do if my hair was either straightened or in locks or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. Like, that's one of the reasons that I think I chose to, just because, like, I think I felt like so constricted and like I wasn't able to do some of the things I wanted to do. Like, if it rained, I was like having a full on
Yeah.
conniption. Like, you should never be living your life like that, living your life governed by the rain.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's kind of an issue, you know? And then just like, you know, in the summer, if I wanted to go swimming or like if I was going on
Mhm.
vacation, I was never in the ocean. Like, I was never in the pool. Like, that's just like sad. Like, you're living your life governed by your hair. And I just feel like that's not something I wanted to like have be a part of my life anymore. So I just felt like I wanted to decide to learn to do it for myself. And then also to like live more healthy, you know, live a more
Yeah.
healthy lifestyle. And just like live a more free life, you know?
Yeah, it's nice. I used to straighten my hair all the time. I never let anyone see my hair natural. So when I like relax or like when I was, transitioning, I guess, like it was just frustrating to either like if it was humid, I'd just stay inside or like straighten my hair like every 10 minutes. It was just it's got to the point of ridiculousness.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the case for like a lot of like black women as well. Like I said, I've interviewed a couple of other people and talked to some other women about like this topic. And I think that that's a consistent thing for black women, is that they just like they're governed by their hair. Like,
Yeah.
because it's so woven into our culture, they kind of have made it. It's become such a thing that like they feel like almost they have to be, and they don't. Some people don't realize they don't have to be. Like,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily have to be governed by your hair and make your choices based on your hair, and like not go certain places because it'll mess up your hair, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really awesome being natural because you have so many options and so many different things you can do.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Me too.
Versatility.
That's annoying. Okay, so can we talk about for a second an experience that you had with a close friend who understands or has natural hair and what that interaction was like for you? And also, like, compared to someone who doesn't have natural hair and doesn't necessarily understand the culture and, like, what that interaction was like as well.
I have a couple of friends who are natural. There's some that, saw my hair and they're like, oh, I kind of want to do that. So it's really cool to talk to them and like talk through like my experiences with it and, tell them like where I learned things. YouTube is a savior.
Yeah.
And like what products I use. So it's really cool to just sort of connect with someone like, because there's very few people that like connect over hair.
Right.
But, like it's just a really cool thing to be able to connect with someone over something like that. And then like I have friends who, are white, so they don't have natural hair. They don't understand, and so it's kind of, it used to be like very upsetting when I would like straighten my hair and they'd be like, you need to wear your hair like this more often. This looks a lot better on you. And it's just kind of like, this takes so much time and effort and money if I get it done professionally. And like, it's like, why don't you like the way my hair is when it's natural?
Right.
So it's just like a little disheartening for them to just compliment me only when my hair is straightened or like when I have extensions in. It's like, I have short, curly hair. Like,
Right.
it's, it's what happens. It grows out my head. So it's just, I've told them about this and they sort of have stopped doing that or complimenting me for my hair is natural too.
Right.
But,
because you're beautiful in all states, like,
well, thank you.
welcome. And like everyone should recognize that and understand that because like this is how your hair is naturally, this is how my hair grows out of my head naturally. Like everyone should understand like how like you are naturally is how you should be allowed to be if you want to be that way, And I just think that it's like a really interesting thing that people like have such an issue with it because it's like this is how I'm natural. Just because it isn't like what your hair is like doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. But also like I've noticed and heard about like an interesting like movement within the natural hair space of like people saying that like Black women with straight hair just they don't identify as like their natural selves. But then I think about stuff like that and it's like it's hard to identify as your natural self when like people are consistently telling you that like you're prettier this way or like they're saying why don't you wear your hair more like the other way you had it like when your hair is curly and in its natural state.
Yeah, I've had issues with that. I had a job one time and I wore my hair natural to work and one of my coworkers who she was a Black woman but she had straightened her hair. She was like, do you call that a hairstyle? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is a twist out. Like, yeah, I think it looks pretty cool right now. And she was like, your hair looks a hot mess. Like, you need to do something else with it. And she was like, you need to do something like this. And she showed me all these pictures of Black women with, like, straightened hair. And I was like, I do straighten my hair sometimes, but I just choose not to because I lived in Florida at the time, and Florida is extremely humid. So straightening my hair lasted probably 10 minutes.
Right.
And so it was just, like, really frustrating to hear that from her. And, like, it was disheartening. And I went home that day and sadly straightened my hair because I just wanted to be accepted by this lady who I barely knew.
And also probably not badgered anymore, like when you're at work, like, and just not have to hear it.
I came in the next day and she's like, oh, I see, that's what you need to do. And I kind of, at that point I was like, annoyed because I was like, you know what, like my hair doesn't grow like this. I don't like doing this.
Right.
It's like, it's damaging to my hair. It takes a long time. Like, I have other things I want to do.
Right, exactly. And it's just, I don't know, that's just really sad.
It's not really your business.
Right, yeah. It's just really sad that a Black woman would have something to say like that about your hair. Sorry. Okay, so recently it's become illegal to discriminate against people with dreadlocks when it comes to the hiring process. One second. Okay, sorry about the brief location change. We're grouping you the room, so we're just going to pick right back up where we left off. So I was saying, recently it became legal to discriminate against people with dreadlocks when it comes to the hiring process. If a company does choose to, they cannot hire someone with dreadlocks if they want to, or they can hire them depending upon them getting rid of their dreadlocks. So I just wanted to know if you have any opinions on that and if you feel it's right and should be legal.
When I was in 7th grade, I had a teacher who was shaved his head bald, And you're like, well, why? Because, you know, he was young. He obviously could grow his hair. And he's like, well, I had dreadlocks, and they made me cut them off to hire me. And I'm just like, I don't get it. It's literally hair, and it's not an unprofessional hairstyle.
Yeah.
Like, people think that's like, you know, this whole like Rastafarian weed smoking chill dude thing, but it's not. It's
Right.
honestly a way to maintain hair. I had sister locks for a while, which look a lot like dreadlocks, and very professionally maintained. Like, I kept them clean and well polished. It didn't look messy or anything, and I just
Right.
don't get why people would see that as unprofessional, because it's the same as me, you know, curling my hair every day. Like,
Right.
it's just the way I wear my hair.
Yeah. And I think about like my older sister who she is like so qualified for pretty much any job that she would want to have, and she has dreadlocks, and just the idea that a company could look at her extensive resume and like all the things that she's accomplished and done and decide not to hire her because of her hair, when that has nothing to do with how she does her job, that has nothing to do with the type of person she is. It just has to do with the way she chooses to like perform her personality.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's insane that they can now legally choose to do that. I know that they were allowed to do it before with private like schools and private. Yeah. So it was probably, you went to private school.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's probably why. But it's just like really insane to me that that is a law, and obviously you agree that it's insane. So, what do you think the world's perception of natural hair is, and is it a negative or positive perception? And do you think that's an informed position?
I think it used to be negative. It's like for, you know, everyone, black, white, whatever. Because I remember when I first like went natural, my grandpa was like, "What are you doing with your hair? Like, you shouldn't be doing that." And so, but it's slowly leaning towards positive. My mom, she did the big chop, and now she's natural, and my sister's thinking about it, and I think it's becoming more of like a thing where people are embracing who they are and, you know, how their hair grows naturally out of their head. So
Yeah.
I think it's becoming more positive, and I think it's a very good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I definitely think so too. So, is there anything about this topic in general that we've discussed that you want to elaborate on or add, just to make my understanding of your experience, like more detailed? Or is there anything I haven't really touched on that you want to
I think I've pretty much elaborately
cover?
discussed, you know, my journey and my opinions on things, natural hair and everything. So
Good. Glad. I'm glad that you feel like you have. And how do you feel after doing the interview?
I feel actually pretty good. I haven't had a chance to talk about this, so it's nice to be able to discuss it in a very welcoming environment.
Good. I'm glad. That's good. I wanted to make sure that it was a good environment and that you felt good talking about it. And are there any questions you have for me or you would like to ask?
No.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad I could do this with you.